Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican queen, Miss Y. You're tuned into How I See It TV, and this is Accurate Context. Now, y'all, Heavenly has lost her goddamn mind. When I tell you, I've been watching reality TV for a long time, but I've never had a reality star just irk my soul as much as Heavenly does. And I want to talk about Heavenly's behavior, not only on the show, but specifically on social media, on her YouTube and on Instagram and on Twitter. I want to break down her behavior from a behavioral perspective. Now, I'm not a behavior analyst. I am not a psychologist. I'm just somebody who reads a lot. And I feel like I read people well. Even through my TV screen, I can tell when somebody is just a horrible person, in my opinion. And for me, Heavenly is not a good person. Now, before I get into this video, y'all, please remember to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and also share the links to this video if you feel like my content needs some crowd, all right? Now, Andy Cohen told Candace Dillard Bassett at one of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunions that she is a disaster online, and that wasn't true then. But I think that he needs to be telling that to Heavenly. Like, he needs to tell Heavenly, you are a disaster online, because her online presence is just atrocious in my opinion. Firstly, it is so evident that Dr. Heavenly's behavior on these platforms have become, well, for me at least, her behavior is so overwhelmingly atrocious that it makes catching up on the show just a drag for me. Her excessive antics on social media and YouTube often, in my opinion, overshadows her real life identity as a healthcare professional. Like, I legit forget sometimes that this woman went to medical school and that she's a dentist in real life. Like, she gives lowbrow, messy, bottom of the rung blogger. No integrity whatsoever. That's what she gives. She doesn't give doctor. I remember when I was growing up in Jamaica, a doctor was held at such a high standard that you would never ever expect that your doctor even, curses or speak in a certain way. And when you're a child and you say that you want to be a doctor or you want to be a lawyer, like, you are looked at as someone who is just so intelligent, and that is why you want to become a doctor or a lawyer or a scientist or an engineer. So when I see Heavenly speak and carry herself in certain ways, I'm just looking like, this lady is not a doctor in real life. Like, there's no way, right? So the trailer for the finale episode dropped, where Heavenly takes the mic from Dr. Jackie and she refers to Jackie as Dr. Jackie, and then she refers to Simone as just the beautiful Simone. And when Toya corrects her, she's like, yo, put some respect on Dr. Simone's title. Simone has been an OBGYN for as long as Dr. Jackie has been an OBGYN. They've been friends for 20 odd years. They had a practice together. And I sometimes have been guilty of this as well, where it seems like, I don't know, we put Jackie's career, at a higher level than Dr. Simone's. As I said, I've been guilty of it, where I say Dr. Jackie and then I say Simone and I say Heavenly, And I think that that's wrong, because, as I said, they've both been in the medical field for about the same amount of of time. So Toya wasn't wrong in, correcting Heavenly. Like, look, if you're going to say Dr. Jackie, also say Dr. Simone. But Heavenly, instead of accepting the correction for what it is, she immaturely calls Toya out, on the stage, saying that Toya didn't sponsor the event, like in front of all the people that were at this prestigious gala that Dr. Jackie was hosting. So I don't remember what site posted it, but under the post, LaTeasha, she posts a comment, and she basically says Heavenly is just embarrassing, basically, and that what she did was just ghetto. And LaTeasha went on to say that's why Heavenly is not respected in the medical community. And honestly, I can believe that, because as I said, I don't respect Heavenly as a doctor. So for me personally, Sweetie told no lies. And remember, in season 2, when Heavenly came on the scene, Dr. Jackie didn't respect Heavenly as a doctor either. Simone didn't respect Heavenly as a doctor. I remember Jackie saying something down the lines of you're a dentist, the doctors are talking, or something to that effect. And I've gone to Smiles by Heavenly's Yelp reviews, and some of her patients, or her former patients, they don't respect her abilities as a dentist either, but that's a whole other video. So Heavenly gets wind of Sweetie's comment and decides that she's going to respond by accusing Dr. G of not being respected in the community, and by saying that Dr. G is a child exploiter. And I'm using that phrasing instead of the actual P word that Heavenly used, right? That accusation is just some outright morally reprehensible-ish. It's important to note, though, that Heavenly's husband, Damon, accepts patients from Dr. G, right? And so Damon would have had a legal obligation to report any misconduct as a mandatory reporter. So if he felt like Dr. G was not conducting himself in the appropriate manner as a physician, it would be in Damon's best interest to tell Dr. G's patient who's being referred to him that, look, you might not want to stay on with Dr. G because he's not a respected professional. So obviously, Heavenly's accusation was likely made for the purpose of generating controversy. And that's just still disgusting. It's disgusting that she would say something so triggering just for the purpose of some social media engagements. And then subsequently, what does she do? When people start to call out Heavenly for making such a disgusting claim, she goes back and she edits the post and then downplays the significance of what she had said initially, because she realized that she had just gone way too far. But a lot of people had already seen the initial post, and people were still calling her out for it, even though she had gone ahead and edited it. And her attempt to clarify the statement by suggesting an age difference between Dr. G and LaTeasha was just so weak and unconvincing. The explanation that she gave, she was like, I was just saying when she was 10, he was 33. I mean, that is so dumb, because both individuals are now fully grown, consenting adults, and the age gap relationship is not at all uncommon. I mean, when my husband was 22, I was 11. But what would that have to do with us meeting when we were both adults and then deciding to get married? it would be so dumb for somebody to say, oh, your husband is a child exploiter because y'all have an 11-year age gap, and when you were 11 he was 22. And that's basically what Heavenly claims that she was trying to say in referring to Dr. G as a child exploiter. It's just so dumb. From a behavioral analysis perspective, Heavenly's behavior, it has to be as a result of her childhood experiences, right? Because she has mentioned that she did not receive much attention from her mother. She said that her sister was the more popular one. Her mom gave her sister, more attention. And I would like to think that maybe at school, Heavenly didn't have the attention of her peers either, which perhaps contributes to her current desire for all this social media validation and the attention seeking that she does, because nobody else on the Married to Medicine cast does as much chatting on social media as Heavenly does. Heavenly also, she will block you if you disagree with her or call out her lies and behavior. And I can say that because I was one of the people blocked because I used a clip of her own YouTube live to rebut a lie that she was telling on Twitter, and she blocked me. So I have to go and find all these tweets that I have in this video. I have to use a burner account to screenshot them so that I could have them, for this video. But you know what, guys? Her blocking people or the majority, I should say, her blocking the majority of people who disagree with her is Heavenly creating an echo chamber on Twitter and on social media. And this reinforces a false sense of her having majority support and everybody else being against LaTeasha. Like, that's just false. This behavior, it demonstrates that Heavenly has this willingness to filter out opposing viewpoints and to manipulate the perception of public opinion. She even told Carlos that when she goes on Twitter, she doesn't see anyone that likes Sweetie. But the side of social media that I'm on, I see tons of support for LaTeasha. So I was like, what is Heavenly even talking about? But I understand why, because she's blocking people who support LaTeasha and who are calling her out for her BS, right? Heavenly has inserted herself into a conflict on behalf of Quad. Even though LaTeasha is not involved in a battle with Quad, LaTeasha wasn't the reason for G and Quad's divorce, and Quad herself has expressed that she has no issues with Sweetie or Dr. G at this juncture in her life. And Heavenly's lies about Quad and Dr. G communicating behind Sweetie's back, despite Quad denying such claims, it further shows Heavenly's willingness to deceive and deflect. And I can't stand people like that. For me, personally, it's concerning how Heavenly's fans seem to overlook and ignore her lies. And they just blindly support her. They're out here disliking LaTeasha based on misinformation Heavenly has provided them with on her YouTube, right? And this is why I emphasize that reality TV watchers, they need to be critical thinkers and not blindly accept claims made solely because they come from someone like a Heavenly who's close to individuals on the cast, right? LaTeasha, she has cleared up a lot of things But some of the people who watch Married to Medicine, they don't want to have a balanced story. And when people like myself correct like the timelines that a lot of people have as it relates to this beef between Heavenly and Sweetie, they don't want the facts. They refuse to even look at the evidence. I did a whole video breaking down the timeline of when the beef between LaTeasha and Dr. Heavenly started. A lot of people I've come to realize they think that the beef between Sweetie and LaTeasha, Sweetie and Dr. Heavenly started during that live when Heavenly told LaTeasha to go to hell and LaTeasha responded with, "Your mama's there." That's not where it started. That's literally close to the end. That's literally close to the end. Y'all need to start from the beginning, and the beginning is Heavenly has been coming for LaTeasha on her YouTube lives with Carlos from the very first Messy Monday YouTube live to the Instagram live watch alongs. And Heavenly's behavior, it includes her body shaming Sweetie, making derogatory comments about her appearance, her reproductive health, and her mental health. She's even said, LaTeasha must have daddy issues. She's spoken on this girl's mother. And in my opinion, Heavenly lacks empathy and she lacks sensitivity. Like, she lacks boundaries. And we saw that in how she wanted to jump in between Simone and Dr. Jackie having a little disagreement about the whole Hilton Head trip. It's worth noting, y'all, that LaTeasha has posted text messages contradicting a lot of Heavenly's statements about her. And for me, the text messages, they highlight just how disingenuous Heavenly is. Her nature is just disingenuous. Because when Heavenly was aggressively trying to get LaTeasha on the show, Heavenly was, based on the text that LaTeasha posted, Heavenly was saying that LaTeasha was beautiful. And she was saying that even Quad would admit that T and G are more compatible. Heavenly was saying that, LaTeasha looks like a younger version of Toya. But now that it is Mad Day, or because Heavenly wants to create engagement for her YouTube and she is trying to be the HBIC on Married to Medicine, she is on her YouTube platform saying that Sweetie looks older than all the women on the cast, even 60-year-old Jackie. She wants to say T and G are not compatible now. Heavenly is fake, and she flip-flops based on social media comments. And it's dangerous when somebody craves attention so badly. And it's dangerous when they want that attention so badly that they'll flip. They'll go wherever the wind is blowing. And we saw that happen when they kicked Quad off the Napa trip. Heavenly was like, "Oh my God, I just watched the video and I'm so sorry, Quad." And the reason why she did that was because social media was calling her out, was calling all of them out for making that girl go all the way to Napa just to kick her off the trip. So Heavenly is a flip-flopping, fake and phony person, in my opinion. And it's the audacity for me that Heavenly would sit on anybody's platform trying to body shame anybody when she was so overweight that the producers of Married to Medicine didn't feel like she was a good fit for the show. And this was according to Mariah Huck, who said that the reason Heavenly was not a part of season 1 is because they didn't feel like Heavenly's image fit what they wanted for the show. And Mariah said that she gave Heavenly all this advice about how she should, lose some weight, fix her teeth, and come back, and maybe she'll be casted for season 2. And she went and she did the work, and she came back a little bit lighter, and she made it onto the show. Heavenly herself, for this reunion, is letting us know that she has done the sleeve, she has done the tummy tuck. She's gotten all this work done, which tells us that she's so insecure, really and truly. But here we have LaTeasha, who has more confidence in her body and in her looks than majority of the women on that cast. And they want to clown her for being secure and authentic. This is what we wanted for reality TV. This is what we want for a show like Married to Medicine. To have esteemed doctors dealing with conflict, not in the same way that we used to see the cast of Love and Hip Hop and the cast of Housewives dealing with conflict. These are supposed to be real educated people. But Heavenly's out here declassing the show. And I wish more of the Married to Medicine cast members would talk about that. Heavenly doesn't share her life. She goes around stirring the pot so that she doesn't have to share her life. And that needs to change going forward, or she needs to get off the show. I'm sorry, being on YouTube having these messy Mondays is not a good look for the show. I don't care what her and Carlos King says, because they are no longer reviewing the show. Heavenly is adding a lot of sauce to things and spreading misinformation. As I said before, Heavenly's behavior on social media and YouTube, it raises questions about her credibility as a doctor. It's also attention-seeking at the highest level. She thinks the louder and more convincing she sounds actually makes what she says the truth. And she's shown that she's manipulative, dishonest, and insensitive, and it's all concerning if you're looking through an objective lens. If y'all are going to continue to listen to Heavenly, I would advise y'all, especially her fans over there on YouTube, to approach her claims with skepticism and try to consider Sweetie's perspective as well. Don't just blindly believe Heavenly's information solely because of her proximity to the Married to Medicine cast. LaTeasha, in my opinion, is reality TV gold. She has a compelling storyline. She is willing to be authentic. She's willing to share her truth. She's funny. But y'all don't want to give her a chance because what? Heavenly said so? Or because she slid into Dr. G's DMs after his divorce was finalized and he was a whole single man, and y'all feel like she watched the show and y'all want to be mad on behalf of Quad, who is not mad about that. Like, saying that out loud sounds so dumb to me, and it should make y'all feel dumb. Let's make Married to Medicine the show that we know that it can be. because I want to see LaTeasha and I want to see Dr. Alicia come back for another season. Like, we need fresh faces on the show. And Dr. Jackie can go, in my opinion, and so can Heavenly, because they're not giving much anyways. Heavenly's only contribution to Married to Medicine is her YouTube. And honestly, the show doesn't need it, because the viewership numbers, the ratings, it doesn't change week after week because Heavenly is doing her Messy Mondays with Carlos. Anyways, y'all, thank you for listening to my rant. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave a comment below so I know how you see things too. And as I always say, walk good. Bye.